Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Barakatah. Call Elohim La Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Just wanted to make a quick correction that I realized when I was done with the video that I just did 5 minutes ago. When I was bringing out Revelations the 20th chapter and was speaking of the Dark Ages, all right, I ended up saying that King David and King Solomon had these other nations in subjection, which they did, but I wasn't trying to tie it into the Dark Ages because that happened way before the time of the Dark Ages. What I really meant to just say was that we had you had King David and King Solomon that had these other nations in subjection, all right, which that only lasted for a little bit of time, a period of time. I believe it was like for 40 years, something like that. All right, which was just basically a taste of what the kingdom will be like to be able to have these heathens in subjection. All right, but the Dark Ages, all right, was something totally different. That was going into the European Dark Ages. All right, when you had different types of kings of our people that had ruled at that time. All right, so just so nobody got the wrong idea, all right, I just meant to really say that King David and King Solomon had them heathens in subjection at one point. All right, and then we were also able to rule in the time of the Dark Ages for a period of 1,000 years. All right, so I just wanted to make that correction real quick. I realized that after when I was done with the video, it was probably because I was just more not in a rush, but try to get to this gym before it gets too late. All right, so sometimes I just get too excited bringing out things and I don't realize how I put it or how I worded it. All right, so just wanted to make that clear. All right, that time frame, all right, is a whole different era. I believe that was maybe like 1,500 years before, all right, the Dark Ages, when King David has set it up for his son King Solomon to have these nations in subjection. All right, so just a quick correction on that if anybody misunderstood that. All right, so with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, call Elohim La Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Rakakwadash Shalom.